So, hi everyone. My name is Tanja Obradović. Today I'm here talking mainly as Jakarta E Program Manager. I will be telling you, giving you all the application of the knowledge gained today. So we had the legal aspects, we had the standard aspects, so everything can be applied and looked through the eyes of the project, like we have the Eclipse Foundation, which is Jakarta E. So I'll tell you a little bit more about it, but before that, I do work for the Eclipse Foundation. We call it the Community for Open Innovation and Collaboration. And it is, you probably know actually about Eclipse IDE. And just so you know, that's just one of the projects at the Eclipse Foundation. We have over 430 at this moment projects. We have over 300 members, organization members, more than 15,000 contributors and committers. So the organization in terms of the foundation is quite big, and we're welcoming you to explore a little bit more. Jakarta is just one of the projects, big projects. So if you forget everything else that I mentioned today, please do remember the website. It's very easy, jakarta.ee, and we're trying and making, trying really hard to make all the information available on the website. If you miss something, just get in touch and let us know what we should publish on that website. So what exactly is Jakarta EE? If you're a Java developer, you do know about Java EE, and you also know that it was kind of single, it was open source forever, but it was single vendor dominated technology. And for the longest time, actually, Oracle was managing Java EE. What happened is that community, the users of the technology, made quite a bit of pressure and requested, due to the lack of development of the technology and standards, to push the whole technology into open source and open source foundation. Well, at the time, the choice was to contribute to the technology to Eclipse Foundation. And, you know, the conversation started in 2017, about 2018, I think it was summertime or fall time when it actually made the transfer to the Eclipse Foundation. So here is the set of specifications that make Jakarta E technology. This is somewhat, if you see here, without any versions, just to give us an idea of how big this set of specification and the whole platform is. And you will see that we have right now the core profile, web profile, and then the full set represents Jakarta E platform. So moving on, each of these little blue boxes on the previous slide is representing a specification. So what exactly is a specification? It's a specification document, it's an API, and it's a test compatibility kit. And what is that test used for? We are testing any implementation against at least one open source compatible implementation to verify that the implementation is built on the standards and as expected. So only at that time we can call something a final specification, and we can ratify it for the final version. And it could potentially be made into one of the profiles or even a platform. So looking into various releases since the whole technology became and then finally made it into Eclipse Foundation. Once upon a time, or in 1995, Java started, and relatively soon, a couple of years later, the first version of Enterprise Java emerged, which is in 1999. And then if you can see here that it became Java EE in 2006. And a part of the Oracle or JSP in terms of the process and production of the specification was in 2009. From 2009 to 2017, there were just a couple of releases of Jakarta EE, and that's why it was a pressure from the community and users to move it into Eclipse Foundation. In 2017, the conversation started, and in 2020, we actually made this huge move from Javax namespace, I will talk about it a little bit later, to Jakarta namespace, and true innovation in the technology has started. So looking into the Jakarta EE specific releases, you can see in 2018 we started with the last version of Java EE8. We moved it to the Eclipse Foundation infrastructure as Java EE8. And then with the Javax namespace, but new process, which is Jakarta Enterprise Specification Process, with new licensing and new logo, there was a Jakarta EE8 version. After that, with the Jakarta EE9, the community decided to make just one change, which was completely needed based on the Oracle requirement, so legal restrictions. So we needed to move away from Javax namespace to Jakarta namespace, and that was the version 9. It was a blessing in disguise now looking back, just because it revealed how many technologies out there are actually dependent on this set of specifications. And I'll show you a slide in a second. Jakarta EE 9.1 was all about multiple implementations, compatible implementations at the time of the release. Previously, during the JCP, we had one. I even forgot how they called it. It was not compatible implementation. There was Glassfish. Glassfish was the only implementation that was used for the certifications and for testing and verifying that specifications are made up to a standard. Jakarta E10, we introduced core profile that was created, again, based on the community demand for the smaller runtimes and more geared towards microservices. Finally, we are at the Jakarta E11 with the new Jakarta data spec, with major updates in terms of the testing, test compatibility kit, and of course, new features and new updates. So if we really look into our release cadence in terms of the community development and innovation, we're looking from 2020, we had Javax to Jakarta namespace. In 2022, we had Jakarta core profile, and now 2024 and 2025, and I'll tell you a little bit more why we're having this kind of 24-25 year in a second. We're producing the latest version, but at the same time, we're already thinking about Jakarta E12 and even beyond that. So 11 is all about developer productivity and performance. In Q4, we released the Jakarta E core profile. In the Q1, we're expecting a web profile, and shortly after that, we're expecting the platform. So here is Jakarta E11 platform with all the versions of the individual specifications. Also, just to mention that part of the 11, I'll go back, part of the 11 platform are all of these individual specifications, and all of them are already ready to go. And if you wanted to check out any one of them, the release is available. Even some betas of the platform are available. What we're looking at is completion of the TCK updates, so the test compatibility kit updates, in order to do the final release of the version 11. So here are all the implementations of the Jakarta technology. Probably not all of them, because the whole point of this slide is to show you where to find all the compatible implementations, which is jakarta.ee/compatibility. But you can see the, and I'm sure you will be, if you're familiar with the Enterprise Java, you will recognize some of the products here, and the list is growing as we speak. So who are the industry leaders who are interested in this technology and are helping driving the, this technology? So we have different levels of membership, and you can see all the members here. I do want to point out that we have quite a few members in Asia, and there is a lot of interest from in this continent about this technology, which is great to see, considering this is FOSS Asia. So we're welcoming more members or more individuals to join and participate. So without really talking further about the technology, I want to invite you to get involved, and this will go back to some of the conversations that we had earlier. It is explaining why everyone should consider getting involved in open source in general. And of course, I'm a little bit biased here, so I'm inviting you to consider participation in Jakarta EE. So it's a great opportunity to advance your career, that's one thing, but learning from the leading companies and leading thinkers in the industry is another thing. So you will be actually gaining the experience. You will be advancing in your journey through a recognition. And you can work anytime or any way you want, and you will have an opportunity to impact the technology. So absolutely, there is only good reason to try to get involved in open source. And how do you do that? At Eclipse Foundation, it's really easy. There is a page for that as well, just in the case you want to give it a try. But all you need as an individual is to sign Eclipse Contributor Agreement, because after all, we need to know who are our contributors, and we need to make sure that the code is properly managed. So we do need a little bit of paperwork. There is no requirement, any other requirement to start off. And what type of work can you do? Also, it was mentioned earlier in the day that there are a lot of ways to contribute. It does not need to be a technical work. Actually, most of the people who get involved in open source do not start with doing the technical work right away. There are plenty of opportunity to do just marketing and promotional work. There is also opportunity to work on documentation, on blog posts, any collateral, and then slowly move on into, in this technology, maybe reviewing some examples, updating, doing some work on some implementations, and finally improving specifications as well. And to start with, we do want to get connected with you. Again, jakarta.ee/connect will give you an opportunity to sign up for various mailing lists, whether it's with the whole community or the working group and the members. There is a Slack workspace where you can communicate with people directly. And you can follow various other activities, including tech talks and other events that we organize related to Jakarta EE. So be part of the community. We have the events where in your local language, so let's suppose in Thai there is interest for Enterprise Java. You can definitely organize meetups or even Jakarta One live streams that are specific to this technology. Get in touch and try to engage with the local Java community. We also would love to have the organizations involved. So if there is any interest of the organization you work for to get involved and work with the Eclipse Foundation, there are 3 easy steps. You become Eclipse Foundation member. You can become part of the working group. I know we didn't talk much about the working group, but today we don't have time about that, time for that. But yes, I will let you know if you're interested after the talk how your organization can become a member of the working group. And then as an organization or employee of an organization, you can start participating and working in advancing Jakarta EE technology. So here are our members. Once again, we're currently having 32 members. The latest one is one of the Ant groups. So we heard the earlier talk from Ant Group this morning. And that is all I have. I try to be really, really fast and kind of even make up some time. Hopefully that worked well for everyone. Let me know if you have any comments or questions.
All right, everyone. Are there any questions for our speaker? Are there any questions relating to Jakarta EE?
Actually, I have a question for audience. Is anyone using Java? Is anyone using Jakarta? No? Spring? Oh, did I miss? I missed. Oh, there is one slide that I missed. So there, just a comment for Spring users. How many specifications Spring is using from Jakarta EE? I'm sure you know. Well, not the number, but you're aware that underneath there, there is a slide that is missing here. I think I changed the version on you and then you on me. It is quite telling to see how many various technologies are dependent on Jakarta EE and the various specifications, but JPA is one of the specifications that Spring is using, Servlet as well. So there are many, many various technologies that are dependent on some of the individual specifications in Jakarta EE. Maybe question for you guys. Now to give you opportunity for you to ask me a question.
Yeah, all right, everyone. First of all, I really want to say thank you, Tanya, for very insightful and informative sharing today. If you guys have any questions relating to Jakarta EE, Java, Eclipse Foundation, feel free to reach out to Tanya anytime when you see her around. And another round of applause for Tanya for the sharing today. Thank you a lot.
Thanks so much for the opportunity.